Hey, family, how's everybody doing out there tonight? How's everybody doing? All right, fine, I hope, All right, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Folk, and I'm the CEO of TASDN, the Trans-Atlantic Slave Descendant Network. And I'm coming to you all live today from TASDN headquarters to explain to you all why TASDN is the best organization, the optimal organization for Black Americans, African Americans, Americans of Caribbean descent, Americans of South and Central American descent, to Black, South, and Central American descent to join. Now, when I created TASDN back in 2015, I created it as a vehicle to unite us all. And the name speaks for itself, the Trans-Atlantic Slave Descendant Network. Now, there are approximately 42 million Black people who currently reside in the United States. Of that 42 million, the large majority, 75%, can trace their origins back to the transatlantic slave trade and are natives of the United States, meaning that their ancestors were here during the creation of the United States. Now, also within that 42 million who currently reside here in the United States, there's roughly 12 million Blacks who have lineages that can be traced back to the Caribbean and Central and South America. Now, that's a huge minority. That's roughly 23% of the Black population in the U.S. Now, as the CEO of TASDN, I speak on behalf of the large majority of our community of Black people in the United States when I say we will not allow primitive tribalism, petty grievances, and non-constructive competition to divide us further apart than we already are. There's a major problem in our community right now with disrespect, undermining, and outright sabotage towards the African American community. And that disrespect and sabotage is coming from some members of the Caribbean and South and Central America. Now, there are a variety of reasons of why we have this problem, and most are petty and trivial and driven by jealousy. But there's a serious reason why this problem exists, and the main reason, that reason is the division is created by the dominant society. Now, the dominant society has orchestrated and weaponized this divide. They're using this weapon and directing it towards the African American community for reasons that I'll explain in another video. Why the African American community is the direct target of these attacks. But the weapon, non-African American Blacks in the community are being used to launch these attacks directed at the African American community. Now, this treacherous behavior must be answered in the most constructive way possible, meaning we minimize the damage that is going to be caused by addressing this issue. Now, we do this two ways. The first way is by exercising TASDN's foundational principle, and that principle is defense. Now, whether we're defending each other from outside forces or from members within our community, we stand on this principle. We stand on defense. Now, the second way we handle this is by handling it in-house. We handle this problem in-house. And what that means is that we have our Jamaican family, check Jamaicans. We have our Haitian family, check Haitians, and so forth and so on. And that way we turn the divides that they're using against us into defense mechanisms. We set a code, we set an example for the rest of the diaspora and Black people globally by taking up addressing this problem in this manner. If we're fiercely protective of one another and we defend each other at every turn, and this becomes a new normal, then this behavior will become viral. And we set the example of turning weaknesses into strengths throughout the diaspora with Black people. And we use this tactic, this division, as a unifying force to set the example for Black people globally. Now, once we're united amongst ourselves, no one will stand against us. No one will stand against us successfully. Now, to those groups out there that suggest that Black people, in the U.S., we fall into our own separate tribes and, acknowledge each other as allies and not as family, I say that's foolhardy, it's short-sighted, and it tears at the very fabric of our community. and it's self-destructive because we attend the same churches and mosques. We serve as pastors and parishioners in these churches and mosques. We're neighbors, we're co-workers, we're husbands, we're wives. From the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Everyone knows Elijah Muhammad originated in Georgia. Louis Farrakhan, he traces his lineage back to Barbados. From Puff Daddy and Biggie. You know, Puff is from Harlem. Big is from Jamaica. You look at T.I. and Little Duval, the same dynamic. One is from the South, one is from the Caribbean. Former Attorney General Eric Holder and his wife. Eric Holder's from Barbados. His wife, Sharon Malone, she originates from Alabama. So if you look at the connections, we're not just allies, we're family. And we have to act that way. So to those who say that we're allies and that we need to emphasize our divides, I say we're not, we're family. This is the Trans-Atlantic Slave Descendant community. This is the Trans-Atlantic Slave Descendant Network, and we're gonna act accordingly. We're gonna act as family. So if you agree with this sentiment, what I would ask you to do is to spread this video, spread this message. Let's make this message go viral. When it comes to the Caribbean community, when it comes to the South American community, when it comes to African Americans, we're not friends, we're not allies, we're family. We're brothers and sisters and husbands and wives and children. And we need to show that, and we will. So once again, my name is Folk. I'm the CEO and founder of TASDN, the Trans-Atlantic Slave Descendant Network. I'm coming to you today live from TASDN headquarters. And if you have any questions, you could just DM me, send me an email at folkgm@tasdn.org. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And, God bless.